City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the Vivid Sulfur Jordan 4 scheduled to release Saturday, April 6th. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I'm going to put these on and step around in them so y'all can see how they look on feet. And after that, I'm going to share my opinion on these, and I'm going to talk about release predictions, reselling predictions, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Leather on these is pretty sturdy. It's not as soft or as flimsy as it is on certain other pairs. What I like about that is it's not going to crease as easy. Now this is definitely not my favorite shade of yellow, but for the sake of this shoe, it's actually perfect. I'll elaborate on that in a few. But leave a comment and let me know how you feel about it. Do you like this darker, mustardy looking yellow, or would you have preferred a lighter, brighter, like Thunder Force kind of yellow? Quality on these is real eh. Just too many leather imperfections and wrinkles throughout the shoe. We actually can see more on the other side. We'll look at that in a second. It's really not that bad on these, but I'm sure it will be on some other pairs. I know these parts over here may appear to be black at first glance, but if you look at them closely, it's actually a dark gray. Same thing with the midsole down here. Now the midsole has the light bouncing off it, so it's a little bit more obvious to see that it's gray, but yeah, none of that is black. And then they got like a beige. It's actually called coconut milk. That's the name of the color. They got a coconut milk midsole, which gives it a age vintage look. I know I hate the idea of purposely aging the look of a shoe, but all that aside, because I don't think that was the intention with these, that coconut milk color does look nice on these where they put it. Jumpman on the back. I think this yellow on gray looks nice. Black tab on the back side of the tongue. Interior is all yellow, and the insole's got a Jumpman on it. Here on the outsole, they got every color involved in the shoe except for white. So down here at the bottom, they got that coconut milk. Then there's the dark gray, the Vivid Sulfur. This part up here is black. And then more coconut milk. The box is fire, but it's really not fitting for the shoe. This is the same box that the metallic gold 4s that just dropped came in, and for those I loved it. It fit real well, but for these it just kind of makes them seem out of place, either the shoes or the box. You know, don't get me wrong, it's a nice box. I love the way the gold shines on top of the white. Like it looks nice. The splatter on the bottom looks beautiful. It's just harder to appreciate because I guess I'm also just used to them, you know, making the boxes match the shoes nowadays, and like a nice little sulfur logo on the top and splatter on the bottom definitely would have been more fitting. Or they could, you know what they actually could have did? They could have did a sulfur Jumpman with a gray lid, and then the bottom could have been white, and then the speckle could have been like black. You know what I mean? Like, but just something with those colors. But here on the inside, they got the wax paper with the gold Jumpman pattern on it. And then another strip of white paper in there. Here's the box label, Women's Air Jordan 4 Retro in white and coconut milk. Had I not read this box label before doing this video, I would have never guessed that they was calling this coconut. I would have assumed, you know, sail or, you know, just one of those other like beige off-white color names. But coconut milk is a first. I haven't heard of that one. But why do they be doing this shit where they acting like this shoe got like 5 colors in it? There's plenty of space here. Just white and coconut milk sounds crazy. Like, y'all couldn't add, like, y'all couldn't be more descriptive. And that's annoying because that throws me off. If you read this box label, like, off the top of my head, I'm gonna be like, white and coconut milk. I'm not gonna think of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna probably think of actually those white metallic 4s that just dropped that I was just talking about that also came in this box. Like, all y'all needed to do was just put, like, white, Vivid Sulfur, coconut milk. Like, y'all could even left the gray out and the black out. I don't know why they leaving any colors out, but, like, that should be blowing mine. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now let's see how they look on feet.
They ain't really getting money, they just show it a lot. And she be acting all exclusive when I know she is that. Like a whistle for the paper, I'ma blow it a lot. And I just copped another pair, they gon' stay in the box because I'd rather have them dead stock. If everybody got them, I'ma keep them dead stock. Yeah, I can never let the bread stop. I wear that pussy out, these bitches get on dead stock. I'm good around here, if you with me, then you dead stock. Cause if they touch us, then the Goonies sending headshots. 2 pairs, one to wear, one is dead stock.
These are okay. I liked them a little better in pictures, but they're not bad. You know, it's like a yellow version of the Fire Reds in a way. Not exactly, but close enough. But besides that, it's a cool concept. I think what I like about them the most is actually the name. For those of you who don't know, sulfur is a chemical element. If you took chemistry class, you may have learned about it or at least heard of it. Sulfur is used to make a lot of different things. Batteries, matches, explosives, fertilizer, cement, glass, mad different stuff. It's often found in volcanic areas and it looks like this, which explains the colorway on these. And see, like if you look at pictures in it, a lot of times it's in a mineral form. And I don't know, something about like the coconut milk midsole, like nothing about the name because coconut milk has nothing to do with sulfur as a mineral. But just like the color of it, the look of it just kind of gives it that like mineral aesthetic. Like, you know, I guess it almost gives it like a, I don't want to call them dusty, but almost like a dusty look kind of, you know what I mean? Like this color is kind of like a dusty color. And, you know, minerals be like dusty. Like look at this picture. You see how it got the yellow on it, but then it also has like a little bit of this. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, the color goes perfect with the name. See, normally I'll be complaining about it like, oh, I don't like this shade of yellow. It's too dark. It's boring. It's dull. They should have did like a Pikachu yellow. But given the name of these, I really can't feel that way. So I think they're cool. And not just because of the name. Like it's still a good looking shoe. It's just that the name makes them even cooler. But leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about these. And shout out my guy Manimal Kicks on the hoodie. Goes perfect with these. See the back goes crazy too. Definitely tap in with bro. But speaking about how things match, if you're wondering how the color on these compares to Lightning 4s, the Vivid Sulfur is a little darker. It's a little heavier. But as you can see, it's really not that far off. Actually, the more I look at it, it's really not that far off. They look even more similar on camera. Like they're close enough to the point where if you already got some clothes that match the Lightnings, you should be able to pull the same fits off for the most part with the Sulfurs. So if you have Lightning 4s and they're still in good condition, that's something to think about. You know, if your Lightnings are cooked or if they're too worn to your liking. Personally, I think that you should just buy another pair of Lightnings because they're not that expensive right now. But if you want to switch it up or if you want to just get something that doesn't pick up dirt as easily, then these are a good option. These kind of remind me of Tour 4s in a way. I know I wasn't the only person that thought of that when they first saw these. I feel like it's because they're both a white base Jordan 4 with a black or a really dark gray that looks black wing on the side, and then some yellow on the midsole. Now, I know some people aren't going to mess with these just because they come in women's sizing. Well, so they say. Because you know what I find interesting about that? I see a lot of people talking about like, oh, I don't do women's shoes, or I can't wear those. They come in women's size and blah, 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 blah. But then when the shoes come out, all the women's 12, women's 11 and a half, women's 11, all them shits be flying mad fast. And I know there's not that many girls that wear that size. So who's really buying all them? I know it's the resellers, but still, the resellers got to be reselling to somebody. They got to be getting them for somebody. So, once again, who's really buying all those? Nah, but if you do plan on copping these, remember to go after your women's size and not your men's size. If you don't know what your women's shoe size is, it's whatever you wear in men's plus 1.5. Like I wear a 9.5 in men's, so my women's shoe size would be 11. So these will be releasing in a women's size 5 through 12, which is equivalent to a men's or a GS 3.5, all the way up to a men's 10.5. Unfortunately, if you wear anything outside of that size range, then they are not making these in your size. But yeah, regardless of what people got to say about these being a women's shoe, those big sizes are going to sell out really fast. You see it happen on every women release. I don't know if the quantity produces that much lower. That probably is the case, but it's just crazy because whenever there's a shoe like this, you know, comes in women's sizing, those top like 3 or 4 sizes always go really fast. And then on top of that, when the retailers restock, it's usually not in those sizes. Normally they'll restock in like women's 9 and below, or you know, somewhere around there. Like I don't really be seeing women's 12, women's 11.5, women's 11. Like I don't really be seeing those sizes restock like that. And if they do, it's not that common. It's not nearly as common as, like I said, the women's 9, the women's 8.5, and they love restocking in all them smaller sizes that nobody really wants to pay $210 for because they're used to that like $160 retail. So yeah, if you plan on copping these and you wear a men's 10.5, 10, 9.5, you're gonna have to be quick. I mean, just like any other women's Jordan release. The men's 9 is gonna go quick too. The men's 8.5 is where it kinda starts to get a little easy, kinda. The GS equivalent sizes, which is 7 and down, those are gonna be the easiest and may even sit for a while. Not long, but maybe a couple of hours, couple days at most. So once these come out and sell out, I think they'll be reselling for like anywhere from $240 to $280 depending on size. So resellers should be able to eat off of these, definitely in the bigger sizes. Even some of the smaller sizes too, but those get a little tricky. But the Jordan 4s is a cool colorway, so you kinda can't go wrong, but if you want to play it real safe, just go after those bigger sizes. Not a bad shoe to hold on to either, and that's really for any size. You're still probably better off going with the bigger sizes, but even the smaller sizes should go up in value over time. Now, if you plan on copping these to wear, I'm wishing you the best of luck and get them in your size for retail. If the video is helpful on Formula in any way, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more early reviews like this or any other sneaker related content, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Once you're subscribed, make sure you tap that little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.